name is Sean. I'm living here in Berlin, Germany, and I originate from the United States. And I'm currently teaching Yin-Yang yoga. And I would like to offer a Yin-Yang session for you this morning, or whatever time of day it is, to just get the blood flowing, get you into your body. Very simple, very easy. It's for beginners, intermediates, somewhere in there. You could be brand new to yoga. You could be an old practitioner and you just need some other kind of guidance. Anything goes. So I will be guiding you for about a half an hour. At any point, if you feel the need to pause the video, if you want to just do your own thing, at some points when I'm offering something that doesn't work for your body, then please feel free to follow that inner guidance, because ultimately this is what you're here for, not to follow my lead, but to be aware of what your body needs, what your gut tells you to do. So please use this opportunity to come back to yourself. We'll begin in a comfortable seat. Sometimes it's nice to sit up a little bit higher, to prop the hips up above the knees, just to sit up on a cushion or a bolster, or even a block, to be up a little higher. If you're comfortable sitting all the way onto the floor, you can. Some people prefer to sit up on the feet. So it may look something like this, where the knees come together and you sit down on the heels, and the tops of the feet are flat onto the floor. So whether you're here or cross-legged or a variation of that, then just make yourself comfortable. The important thing is that you're able to ground. And I welcome you to just switch the legs around. If you do have the legs in this type of position, just notice which leg is always in front and do a little switch. Because we often get in the habit of things and then we maybe don't take notice of that. So let's take notice. I always put my left leg in front, now my right leg is in front or on top. So ground down through the sit bones, finding the balance between the two sides. Let's roll the shoulders back and down, bringing the shoulder blades closer together, and feel free to do this a few times, squeezing the shoulders up towards the neck, up and towards the ears, and then releasing down, relaxing the hands on the lap, anyway, lengthening the spine upwards, feeling that the crown of the head also lengthens up towards the sky. And then maybe here you close your eyes or just keep a soft gaze looking towards the floor. Taking the first few moments here to just arrive, to come into your breath, come into the body, slowing down. Being present here. Feeling the breath, fill the belly, fill the lungs with every inhalation. And then releasing, letting go, letting all the air out with your exhale. Keeping the breath steady but natural. Don't try to force it, don't try to do anything spectacular with it today. Just breathe. Softening the muscles in the face, keeping the shoulders dropping down. Maybe start to tuck the tailbone, drawing the belly in. And then bringing the palms together at the heart, setting an intention for your practice today. What brings you here? What would you like to dedicate this time to? What would you like to get out of this practice? Giving yourself some focus for this time with yourself, doing yoga. relaxing the hands back down to the lap, taking another couple breaths. Continuing to find softening as you find length through the spine, lifting the torso, lifting the chest. And then slowly letting the light in by blinking the eyes open. And we're going to start in all fours. So make your way into a tabletop. The hands will come under the shoulders. Open your hands up nice and wide, making some space between the fingers. Press through all parts of the hand. And then the knees will be underneath the hips, the feet pointed back. You can always tuck your toes here or lay your feet flat with the tops of the feet pressing into the floor. We're going to inhale here, drop the belly down, look up. Exhale, round the spine, press into the floor. Again like this, moving at your own pace. Inhale to look up, shoulders roll back. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. One more round. When you exhale, rounding the spine, press into the hands, find that lift through the belly. And then relax back into a neutral spine. From here, we're going to lift the left arm, reach for the ceiling, open the chest here. And with the exhale, bring that left arm all the way through under the right and rest your shoulder down to the floor. Rest the head down. The right hand can press into the floor to find a little bit more opening through the chest. Breathing here. Activating Ujjayi breath if that's part of your practice. Breathing through the nose. And with the next inhale, pressing into the floor. Inhale to reach the left arm up. Reaching for the ceiling. And exhale. Back to neutral. Checking your alignment. With the next inhalation, we'll draw the right arm up, opening, finding space. Exhale, weave that right arm through, drop the right shoulder, rest the head down. Use the left hand to press into the floor. When you feel like you need more or have the option of more space, take the left hand and rest it on the back of the lower back, tailbone here, or reach all the way over to your right thigh. Staying for another breath. And then with your next inhale, using the left hand to press back into the floor, right arm reaches up, opening. Exhale, release. Checking your stance, one more cat-cow. So inhale, look up, shoulders roll back, belly drops. Exhale, round the spine. Press into the hands. And back to neutral. Right arm reaches forward, left leg kicks back. Pause here, finding length. We're going to inhale here, exhale, bring the elbow to the knee, squeeze in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Bend the left leg. Right arm reaches back for the left ankle. Maybe you hold on to the leg, maybe you don't reach at all. You just reach in that direction. If you can hold on to the ankle here, then kick the leg up, finding more opening along the front body. Peeling the right shoulder open, the neck is neutral. Breathing. And release. Moving into the other side. Left arm reaches forward, right leg kicks back. Kick back all the way with the right heel. Let the right hip drop down. The tendency is for the right hip to come up, so you want to bring it down again and then keep lifting through the leg. Draw the belly in. Inhale here, exhale, bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale, lengthen, open here. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, open, keep finding a balance. And then bringing the left hand to the right ankle or thereabouts. Kicking the right foot up as you open the front body. Explore the space. And release. From here, taking a child's pose, sitting back towards the heels. Arms extend forward. Active child's pose for this first one. So we're going to press through the palms. The more you press into the palms, the more you can sit back towards your heels. Head drops down. Return to the breath. Sitting towards the heels, finding that length through the spine. Lengthening through the back of the neck as well. And slowly walk the hands in from here, sitting on the heels. We're going to work a little bit with the feet. So to start, go ahead and tuck the toes. Bring that pinky toe around as well. Sometimes it doesn't want to come with. Sitting on the heels. And then we're going to lift the knees slightly off the floor. So press into the floor with either the fingertips or the palms of your hands. And then start to lift the knees. Start to lift the knees. Come all the way back. Maybe into a squat for a moment. If you're not able to come all the way to the squat, then you want to hang out right before it and drape the torso over the legs. Getting a nice calf stretch here, letting the head drop down. And from here, bringing the knees back to the floor, releasing the feet. And then we're going to lie on the tops of the feet and then slowly, again, bring the pressure and the weight onto the feet themselves. So you're going to lift the knees, press into the floor. Maybe you don't come very far back, maybe it's already enough. If you feel like there's the space, possibility to do this, then you just keep opening the feet by walking the hands back, taking the weight closer to the toes. Finding space here, maybe lifting the chest, finding a little bit of a back bend. Pressing into the floor with the tops of the feet. Breathing here. And slowly walking the hands back. This time walking the hands all the way forward towards the top of the mat, tucking the toes and then pressing up into a downward facing dog. So the hands take up a lot of space. You'll lift the hips and then just begin to walk out your dog. So the knees can stay bent the entire time. And you'll just walk in place. Maybe even picking the toes up off the floor to take little steps, or the toes stay grounded and you just lift the heels, extending one leg at a time. Pressing into the hands, finding length through the spine, making sure your neck is not strained, that it has the space it needs. Breathing here. inhale, step the right foot between the hands. Coming into a low lunge, we're going to drop the left knee down. Release the back foot if that's part of your practice. And then we'll just find the balance here before we lift the arms up. Excuse me. Finding space, finding a little bit of a back bend maybe. You can bring the hands together. Or cactus arms when you need a little bit more space in the shoulders. Breathing. The right knee stays over the right ankle or all the way up to the right toes. Seeing if you can drop down a little bit lower. From here, right hand comes to the right thigh, left hand comes down either onto the floor or onto a block. You'll twist to the right from here. So right arm reaches up, opening the chest. Feel the arms extending out in one long line. Breathing. And the right hand comes back to the floor. You can move that block away. And then we're going to step the right foot to meet the left. And then lower down, knees, chest, chin. The hands can come a little bit more forward for this. Elbows squeeze in as you lower your chest to the floor between the hands, sliding forward, pressing up, coming into a cobra. Letting the neck be comfortable, shoulders drop away from the ears. Keeping the elbows squeezed in, we're going to press back into a child's pose. Here you can rest the hands or the fists under the forehead, or take the arms back. With your next inhale, walk the hands forward, step the left foot between the hands. Find your stance. Left knee is above the left ankle, all lined up. If it extends more forward, then it doesn't go past the toes. Here we'll inhale the arms up, finding a position that works for your arms. Maybe taking a little back bend. Breathing here. Arms can be out in cactus arms if that feels better for the shoulders. And then we'll release down, left hand onto the left thigh, right hand down to the floor. Peeling open to a twist. Left arm reaches for the ceiling. Maybe your right hand is on a block, maybe not. Breathing here. Twisting from the base of the spine. And exhale the left hand down. Go ahead and tuck the right toes and take a big step to the front of the mat in between the hands. Forward fold. Softening in the knees. You can hold the elbows here, shake the head out, sway a bit from side to side. Keeping the knees really soft, letting the torso be heavy, just dangling here. And now bending the knees, letting the arms drop down as you roll up the spine. The head is the last thing to come up. Inhale and release. Exhale. From here, just finding your mountain pose, Tadasana. The feet are hip width, unless you prefer bringing the big toes together. Taking a moment to notice how the weight is distributed on the feet. Maybe you need to bring the feet so that the weight is more to the side or back or forward. Just notice where the tendency is to stand, how you normally stand. And so just taking the time to drop into that awareness, taking note, maybe making small adjustments. And then from here, the hips are going to be stacked over the knees, over the ankles, the shoulders up over the hips. Roll the shoulders back and down. Let's clasp the hands behind the back. Inhale. inhale here, look up, lift the arms, reach the chest forward as you take a little back bend, and then you're going to exhale into a forward fold. Your knees can be bent as you come into a forward fold. Taking a couple breaths here. Seeing what you can release with every exhale. And now bending the knees deeply, letting the arms come back around. Inhale, the arms up, coming into a chair pose, sitting back as you bend the knees deeply, but not letting the knees go past the toes. Sitting back, tucking the tailbone, drawing the belly in, getting strong in the legs, strong in the core, maybe with a smile. And with the exhale, forward fold. Hang here for a moment, taking your breath, taking your time. And then when you're ready, you'll step both feet back, coming into a plank pose. Lifting through the hips, pressing through the hands, opening across the shoulders. The heels press back. And then we'll lower the knees, lower the chest and chin. Slide forward, releasing the feet as you go. Press up into a cobra, or come all the way up into an upward facing dog, where the weight is on the tops of the feet. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe keep walking out the dog, lifting through the hips, letting your belly come towards the thighs, opening up the front body. Strong arms, strong legs, squeezing the thigh muscles. And then we'll bring the knees to the floor, slide forward, and then we're crossing the feet behind, and then sit back over the feet so that you can sit in a cross-legged position. From here, we're going to take the soles of the feet together, setting up for butterfly. So, butterfly, you have a few options. One is to lie all the way back. And if you're going to do that, then you'll need to move yourself forward here. Lying back with the soles of the feet touching. And you want to make about 90 degrees in the inner part of the knee, so that this angle makes about 90 degrees, which means you have about a diamond shape or a square shape. So this is lying down in butterfly. This is not for everybody, but some people maybe just need to lie here. If you need any support under the legs, you'll take a cushion under each thigh or under each knee. And if you feel like a little bit more work, more effort, more of an active pose, then you'll bring the soles of the feet together like we were, and maybe sit up on a cushion, and then start to walk the arms forward. If it doesn't feel like you can come all the way down, or even halfway, or if it just feels like too much to even lean forward, then you can always stay upright like this. Some like to just support the pose by letting the legs feel the activity and letting the upper body rest right here. So if you're lying forward, it may be that you come all the way to the floor. It may be that you just want to support yourself by coming onto the heels of your hands. Or it's an option as well to stack some pillows or cushions or anything of the sort right here, so that the head can come down onto those, or the head and the arms. You don't need to have anything here to support you. Some people prefer just to fall in midair and let the body start to open up that way. So over the next couple minutes, I welcome you to just close your eyes. Notice your breathing. Notice where your attention is drawn to. Where is your attention going in these moments? And when the mind is wandering, going in all sorts of directions, then just gently guide it back to the breath, to this pose, to the body, observing sensations as you experience them. But without this tendency of attachment. So if it's some numbness or a little tingle or a big stretch that's calling out, don't go there. Whatever it is, as long as it's not painful, because painful is a sign of going too far. So whatever sensations are coming up, just be in a place of observation. Checking out this inner landscape. Giving yourself the opportunity to just be present with what comes up without running away from the experience or trying to change it in some way. Our body is ultimately our body and our experience. So we use these yin poses to go deeper into the self, to learn about and be inquisitive about who we are and what lies beneath the surface. You may find that after staying in this position a little while that you need to find more space, that you feel like, oh, I'm opening up. As much as you can open in the muscles and relax the muscles, there will be more possibility of increased openness and flexibility. So when you find that, oh, I can go a little deeper, then honor that, finding that space. If it's the opposite for you, if you're getting cramped and it doesn't feel right to go so far, then give yourself permission to just ease out of it a little bit. Come out, just little baby steps, opening, finding a place where it's comfortable, but there's a bit of challenge. We want to find our edge when we're in these yin poses, and the edge is always changing. So we'll stay a few more breaths here, wherever you're at. Staying present with the breath. And then beginning to come back up, pressing into the floor, slowly lifting up, coming to a seat. And then use your hands. If you're on your back, the same thing, making your way back up to a seated pose. Take the hands along the outside of the thighs to really slowly bring the knees together. The soles of the feet will come into the floor. And we'll just drape our head and arms over the knees for a moment, taking a pause. Finding your equilibrium once again, rebounding from butterfly pose. And from here, let's come onto our backs And you may find that a block or a big pillow or even a big blanket is useful for this next one. So we're going to do one back bend before we end. So you'll come onto the floor. Soles of the feet press into the floor and the feet are just underneath the knees. And if they're not exactly there, then just thereabouts. The toes are pointed forward and the feet are hip width. So just noticing that alignment. The back grounds down into the floor, the shoulders and back of the head do as well. And your arms come alongside the body, palms pressing into the floor. And with your next inhale, you'll lift the hips, press into the floor with the feet, as well as pressing forward with the thighs. Keep lifting, finding the back bend. And then if you want to take it a little bit more supported, then you'll use the block or a pillow or blanket. And I suggest starting not too high but not too low. So finding that middle way. And you'll place the block just under the sacrum, right at the base of the spine. There's a spot that you can really drop into to feel the support and then release in the legs. The arms can be with palms facing up, tucking the shoulders in a little bit underneath the back. And some of you may decide to extend the legs forward, seeing how that feels. It's not for everyone. You find your way in this pose, always listening to your inner guide. Breathing here. Relaxing the mind as you relax the body. Letting go of the agenda, the to-do list, all of this mind chatter about who to be and how to be and what to do, just letting it go for the time being. Bringing in new, fresh wisdom and spaciousness with every breath. And exhaling out the old, the unwanted, the unnecessary. From here, beginning to walk the feet back in if they're extended forward. The feet come back under the knees. Open your eyes here if they're closed. And then start to lift the hips slowly with intention. Carefully now. We'll move the block away or the blanket or bolster. And then slowly roll down the vertebra, bringing the pelvis to the floor. And draw the knees in. Hug the knees in towards the chest, maybe roll a bit from side to side. The head can come up as well if you want to bring your whole body into a little bundle. Just taking any extra movement that feels good to you. And I will end with setting you up for Shavasana. The video won't go so long, but you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. That's our corpse pose or final resting pose. So you'll extend the legs out all the way, taking some space between the legs. So maybe to mat width. The arms come out by your side with palms facing up. Tuck the shoulders in a little bit under the back. Back of the head presses into the floor. And if you're somebody who gets cold easily, then go ahead and get a blanket to cover yourself right now. Or maybe just put socks on or a hoodie, making sure you're warm enough. You could always have a sip of water before you settle in. And then once you're here, slowing down the breath, intentionally taking a couple breaths in through the nose, Exhaling out through the mouth. Releasing this practice, releasing any attachment to this experience. Closing down the eyes, softening in the face, relaxing the muscles, feeling that your body is really softening and dropping down into the earth below. Shavasana.